It says live.
Sure does, doesn't
Can
it?
anybody hear me?
I can hear you. All right, welcome to Boot Camp, Empowerment Boot Camp 2014. I'm your host, Lady Tina, and I have a panel of guests here tonight with me, and we're going to be talking on the subject of sugar babies, sugar daddies, and sugar mamas. So I believe that this panel that we have tonight is a little experienced and knowledge in this topic. So I want all of you to introduce yourself, and if you don't mind, give a little age out so you'll get an idea of why we have you as our panelists. All right, so we have to my right, starting at my right, comment on the bid. Introduce yourself, sir.
Terry Taylor from Vallejo, California, and I will be 40 on December 28th.
All right, thank you, Terry. Next we have Center Girl right there, right there. Hello. Hello. Your name?
Who?
You right there. You right there. Yes, yes. The middle girl right there.
Me?
Start with a T.
On the middle? See, now mine, I'm not in the middle, so I didn't know who you were talking to.
Okay.
I'm on the last. I'm last on mine. So anywho, I'm Tanisha. I'm from the Bay, but I do reside in Atlanta currently. And I'm 35.
All right. Thank you, thank you. Last but not least.
So, I am Brianna. I am from the Bay as well, and I'm 18.
All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. Okay. So I want to touch on this very topic, this very touchy topic about Cougars versus Big Daddies. So, and the reason why I want to touch on it is because it has now become the new trend of the new millennium. So I want to kind of get everybody to give an opinion or their perception on why do you think it is now the acceptable norm for dating that you see a lot of the older generation finding the younger generation interesting for intimate relationships. So anyone want to go first on that? Why do you think it's the acceptable dating trend now?
Well, yeah, I'll hop on that. Because for women, it's the obvious. If it's a younger man, point blank, period.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't hear.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Just in case we're a little naive.
I mean, it's self-explanatory. Like I said, if it's a younger man, then normally they're not going to have a whole lot to offer outside of what goes down in the bedroom. That's been my experience. Because they're still finding themselves, or they're still in college, they're still trying to get established. So really, you can't offer me anything other than that.
Anyone else? Gary?
Oh, I'm coming in and out. I really didn't even hear what she said.
Basically, what she was saying is that the attraction to younger men is kind of what they can offer in the bedroom. Well, no, not kind of, but exactly what they can offer in the bedroom. Because as far as financial stability, that's not there yet. So that's kind of what she was bringing out. So what do you think about that?
For the most part, I would agree. But one of my friends could provide financial for the older woman, but it was more of the emotional part that he could not provide. He was younger, running around, and yeah, she wanted him to stick it to her, deliver it, and her husband, I think he was having some type of sexual issues. So, yeah, I would say she's right. So, but I think it's more on the, I think it's, depending on what it is, it's more on the emotional part of it. An older woman is not going to put up with a young-minded dude. Whether he can provide or can't, it's just separate. It's not going to happen. So it's going to be about something, and yeah, she wanted to get laid out.
Mm. So you say that a younger man can be emotionally stable, but an older woman won't put up with him if he's not. So basically, it's like having a child, huh?
Financially, that can go either way. You know, we got older women that can't provide, or that's not from what I see that they want. They want that excitement. You know what I'm saying? If they was to try to make something out of it, depending on how it's gonna work. He's done everything. It has to be about really one thing, and that's the sex.
Okay. Okay. So how many years do you think is too young? Like half the age, or half the age plus 7? How many years young you think is too young for a woman or a man to date
Well,
someone?
you asked the question. I'll put it out there. You tell me. I had an 18-year-old while I was walking to Marine World to see my daughter in Lindendale. I had an 18-year-old asking for my phone number.
Wow.
I'm turning 40. So how young is too young to? What do you think? Because that's different people. And she told me
What's that?
age is just a number, but that's not true.
Okay,
The maturity level comes in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 18-year-old. How am I really looking?
Wow. So the younger women are starting to approach the older men now?
They always have. It's nothing new. I think it's just more of it now. I've always, when high school was around, it was always the beautiful young women. They was going after the older men because the older men had more. They was a little bit more mature. So it's not a question of whether it's doing it now. They've always been doing it.
That's true.
Okay, so anybody else have an opinion on that? How young is too young?
I mean, I guess it just depends on the person. You know what I mean? And I will piggyback on what Terry said about, the emotional as well, because the dude that I was dealing with was 11 years younger than me, but for the most part, he did not act his age, which was an attraction. He didn't act like he was 24. Where our differences came in was life experience and finances. There are very few with that age, in their early 20s that can provide financially and emotionally all around. That's a rarity that you're going to get that combination.
You, Brianna, you're kind of quiet there. What do you think about all of this that we've been talking about?
You pretty
You're
much
a
touched on
teenager.
the subject that I was going to touch on. I mean,
Say hi.
coming from my side, too old would be like 40. Like, that's just too old.
So what would be acceptable if you were to date an older man? What would be the acceptable range that you would consider?
That I personally would consider?
Yes. Being 18.
The absolute oldest I would go is 30.
What would be that reason? Would it be because you feel that he could take care of you?
No, because I wouldn't look for anybody to take care of me. It's just, I would look for somebody who can take care of himself. Because, like, you can be any age and be successful, but also not have the maturity level that I need. Because I don't act my age, so it just wouldn't work for me.
And my next question: if you dated someone that was at least half your age and they had maybe a child that was near your age, how would that make you feel?
Like I don't belong here.
What if you were dating someone and they had a child like 16, so you could actually go to school with?
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on their family situation, because if the mom is still in the picture, then that just wouldn't. It may work out because the kid may not even be around me. So it's like it wouldn't even really bother me if he had a kid. So it's like if he's expecting me to be a stepmom, that's not going to work. Because first of all, they wouldn't respect me because I could be like their high school buddy's friend. It's like the respect level wouldn't be there on either end, because then later down the road, he's going to be like, well, I don't respect you either because I can talk to you like my daughter.
That's a good point.
That's just going to ruin the relationship.
So, Tanisha, I have a question for you. What if what if you dated someone that had a parent that was around your age ranking? Would that be a bother or a consideration?
No. I mean, I guess it would depend on how the parent came off. You know, if they were, you know, if they were cool. I guess for me, I'm not gonna look at you as my mother-in-law, no way, because we would be too close in it. If there's like if there's a 10-year or less age difference between us, you gonna be the homie. You're not gonna be my mother-in-law. Period. You know, is just because of the age factor that does play a big part in respect. Just like how Bree was saying that she, you know, if the dude wanted her or expected her to be in a stepmother position, it wouldn't work because of the age difference and the respect level. Like, I'm gonna respect you because you're his mom, but you the homie. You're not my mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really something to think about. That's like, oh, just the thought of,
I mean,
going to school
with him, his mom was more. Her oldest daughter was only 2 years younger than me, so it wasn't. We weren't close, and that close in age. So, it made it more comfortable. But had the situation been different to where she was younger and he was like the oldest kid or something like that versus the youngest one, then it definitely be a bit awkward. Like I said, she would be the homie. You're not my mother-in-law in that aspect. Like, nah.
Mm-hmm. So, Terry, I have a question for you. What would an older man see in a younger woman? Now, if you had stopped and received the number of the 18-year-old girl, what would it have been for? Would it have been for the same reason as Tanisha was saying about, the younger man can put it out? Would that be the same reason for you to take on a number of a girl that would be 18 of age or older, a little bit older?
I would say it's somewhat of the same, depending on the situation. Okay. It would definitely well, that's the attraction regardless of what age. We go after women with that attraction. I mean, come on. We go out there to get smashed. And whether, if she's 18, I prefer not to.
Okay.
If she's 18, if she got it, if we're attracted to it, most guys.
Kind of breaking up.
Yeah.
Breaking up, Terry.
Completely froze.
Okay, you're completely froze, Terry. Completely froze. So I have a couple of more questions. Would it bother any of you on the panel if I know all of you don't have children, but if one of your children were to date an older person that was half or more of their age, would that be a problem?
All right, I'm back.
Oh, okay, welcome back. Yeah, the question now is, if your child was to date someone more than half their age, would that be a problem for you? Those who have children.
Yeah, is that towards me or someone?
All of the panel.
For Janessa, it probably somebody's gonna probably get shot.
Wow.
I mean, that's just simple as that. Have I done it? Absolutely. But I know how I was. But at the same time, I can't force her, kind of like not to if that's what she want to do. But that's not something that I'm not going to. Yeah, that's a thought that I don't even want to think about because I'll probably go to jail.
Okay. So it's not a double standard.
I'm not going to shoot him. I'm going to have an axe. So I'm not going to shoot him. No, I'm going to have an axe. So he going to understand my motives. So he better, yeah.
Tanisha, what do you feel about that?
Well, isn't that the double standard, Terry? But
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely double standard, and all us men know it. But if you ask any man, if a 40-year-old can date his 19-year-old daughter, even though he did it, it's gonna be a problem. Any man.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, I would discourage it. You know, I'm going to make sure she is game tight in the situation and give her all the aspects of all the BS that he's probably running on her. But, you know, I would definitely discourage it. You know, I don't think you can stop anybody from doing anything, but it would definitely be a discouragement.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So Bree, even though you don't have any kids, what do you feel? If you had children, would you allow that? Would it be okay, acceptable norm, since it is the new trend that's going in the new millennium?
I've heard this thing.
If they're over 18, it's whatever. You can move out with that. But, like, I wouldn't be able to say anything because I did it. So it's like, you know, your kids will be born and repeat everything that you've done almost. So I'm kind of expecting that when I have kids. So I'm just going to take this time to prepare for that because I would have a problem with that. But it's expected.
All right. So now my last question. For all of you who dated younger, what about dating older? Would you date someone that is...
Baby, don't do the old balls. Nope. 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 My age within 5 years, but I can't do the. I'm like, when you're talking about that much older, if I'm going 10 years at 45 and up, ooh, don't, can't do the old balls.
That is hilarious.
Okay, but what if they were gorgeous? What if they were just fine?
You know what, Ken? I just had to take that back one time because there is a situation where, you know what? He's 11 years older than me, but baby, yeah, I might have to go on and see what the old balls is like. But
I got the money. Huh? It's like, well, that changes the game.
Well, there is a stipulation. Celebrity status is the only stipulation to that. If it doesn't come with status, then I can't rock the old ball.
Benefits. Well, Terry, what about you? Would you consider someone in their 60s, 70s?
I've already done that.
Oh, that's shocking. Okay.
That was part of the, you know, I'm not
So
gonna
you
go.
get the saggy boobs, Terry?
Actually, she didn't have none of that. I was actually shocked.
What? Oh, snap.
She was, you know, I was thinking of seeing some gray hair down there and all that other stuff, and some, you know, some oversized underwear, you know what I'm saying, and a few wrinkles in spots I've never seen. But Yeah, she was all right, but that was part of what was supposed to happen. So I did it. And the reason why she wanted a younger guy, her husband couldn't get up. He couldn't deliver. So.
Oh, wow. So it actually, the need for sex doesn't stop at any age. Starts very young and it ends very old then, I see. Okay, wow.
Hey, when I go to this one bar, there are 60-year-olds trying to dress in miniskirts. I mean, they're dressing like they're 21. I kid you not. I mean,
there are some women that can get that age and don't look it. I mean, if you're taking care of yourself, you can get there and do it and work it out.
I'm kind of stuck for words because I wanted to ask the question, but I think I know where Tanisha is going to take this. Should there be a certain type of people that should date, like according to their looks? Should we go by, well, it doesn't matter about the age, they look good, or if they're your age but they got it going on but they don't look good? Is there a stipulation to that? Is there a rule, like a hidden, quiet, silent rule?
Well, I will say that I haven't always dated, the cutest men or the finest men. They've always been handsome but not the finest.
Okay.
There is a difference between, there's definitely a difference in that, but my philosophy had become ugly folks should date ugly folks and pretty people should date gorgeous men. And
okay. So
that's what it has become.
So what do the other two on the panel feel about that? No matter what age, a certain looking person stay with a certain looking person, and the other looking people hang with their kind. Like, we're not talking about color, race, creed. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, whether or not, okay, let's just bring it out. The ugly people, stay with the ugly people. Pretty people, because I believe that's what she's kind of bringing out. So it doesn't matter the age. Do you think that kind of is why the older generation is looking toward the younger generation, because that's like more like having a new Cadillac, versus the old four-door, heavy-door Cadillac? They got the newer version with the navigation system. Is that more or less the reason that is, the older generation is attracted to the young generation, other than sex? It could be the looks.
I hadn't thought about it that way, actually.
Yeah. Hey, what about you? Looks doesn't matter? Just body and sex, or what?
For me, it's the feel. If you sexy, it is what it is. I mean, there's women out there with not so good bodies, but they got a cute face. There's women out there that don't look as good as the next chick, but her personality is great. So it kind of depends, to me, it kind of depends on which one they fall in. I meet a girl who has the nicest behind on the planet, nice sized chest, cute as hell, but her attitude sucks. I don't want that. Versus the girl who may not look as good as her, ain't got what she got, she has a better attitude. I'm going to be more in a girl with a better attitude. Versus a snotty, chick. I mean, it's a feel. There's some big women out there that man, they have that swag. They can pull that off. And then you got other ones that can't. So it all depends on how I'm feeling about that. Not everybody got the same look. I'm attracted to certain looks. I might be attracted to a certain look. A certain thing a person does. I mean, so if I get that feeling and I'm attracted, you might look like a booger wolf or a sud duck, but if your attitude good, I might just give you a shot. Might.
That's good. Okay, in closing, did anyone else have anything to say on this?
Mm-mm.
Right. Okay, this pretty much wraps it up. This was interesting, you guys, and I want to thank all of you for participating in this. I know some of it may have been a little close and personal, but I think that in this generation and time, people need to hear the reasons why the game has changed. The dating rule game has changed. It's different now. It's no hold bars, anything goes. So people kind of need to know the perspective, the perception, and the reason and the viewpoint of why it's changed and why it's happening like that. So I just want to give a thank you to Brianna Bowie, yeah, Nisha Nisby, and Terry Tyler. Thank you guys for all of your inputs, and I think this is going to be a great impact for those who are going to watch. So, and thank all of you for watching, and until next time, this is Lady Gina signing off. God loves you, and so do I. Be blessed. Bye!